there were some brief mentions of the word magic in the previous presentations. Literally, that's what I do. That's my job. And I want to give you guys just a little bit of my background to give you a context, because otherwise you won't understand where I'm coming from. So let me explain it to you like this. I'm not a real estate agent. Surprise. All right? I don't know what it's like to have the daily work that you have to do. Okay? I can accept that. But I do know that there's some principles at play and things that have worked for me and through my painful experiences, and I want to share some of the ideas that I've had and things that have worked for me. 13 years ago, I was working a day job and I was performing as a hobby. I started performing when I was about 12 years old as a magician. And 13 years ago, I decided, no, screw this. I am not going to be working for a boss anymore because it just wasn't worth the energy and the effort. I'm going to do this full time. First mistake. Okay? Turns out, right, that if you think that your industry is small, I can count on my fingers and my toes the number of professional guys in the continents that do what I do. Okay? The entire continent, there are 20 guys that can do what I do full time. We are this small industry. And what I learned fairly quickly is if I didn't work hard, and if I didn't have the right attitude, excuse my French, but I was going to cut Constitution as a client of mine. They don't call me as regularly as you would, but once or twice a year I get a phone call from them. I work for about 180 blue chip companies around Southern Africa. All right? I'm able to make a fairly stable income. Thank goodness my wife works, but a fairly stable income doing something completely unusual. And it's growing because I'm applying certain principles. And that's what I want to share with you today. Just a couple of principles, because I know the principles I'm talking about are human nature principles, about the way that we buy and the way that we experience things. All right? To put this into perspective, okay? Because this has been bothering me all day, and if I don't sort this out now, it's going to bother me. Sorry, this is from the walk on the way in. If you ever had a stone sit in your shoe, walking around, you know it's painful, right? But you're busy with other things, so you don't do anything about it. And it just becomes more and more painful. All right? This is the issue. If you're unaware of it, it's fine. But if you're aware of it, it starts to bother you. And sometimes small problems then eventually become big problems. So what I want to talk about is these little things that we're unaware of, and I want to try and heighten your awareness. So that when we leave today, those principles you can put into action, your attitude you can put into action, and then if it makes more money for you, awesome, great, I think that'll be great. But I would like us to all enjoy our work more, and I believe that's one of the principles at play here. How many of you have had to go and deal with a telecom consultant on the phone? Would you recommend it to anyone? No. How many's had to deal? Are there situations, and I'm talking about the industry as a whole, that you think that your potential clients and customers think that they might be able to do, maybe not yours, but a colleague's job better than they can do it? Yeah? If that experience happens, then you've got a customer service issue. I wrote a little book a while back called Creating Customers for Life. And the principle at the basis of it is, if we're able to create wow experiences for people, it sticks in their minds. And they come back and they want to do business with us again. If there's nothing else you take away from today, that's it, really. Okay? I'll put it even simpler into better terms. But we need to form the practice and the habit of service. Somebody put this very nicely the other day. They said, take your job title and turn it into a verb, and that's what you do. That's the work you're supposed to be doing every day. So if you were a baker, every day you need to bake. If you're a magician, every day you create magic. If you're a real estate agent, every day you... Well, yeah. I don't know. Create magic, yeah. We try. Okay? If you're a conveyancer, every day you conveyance. I don't know what that means. All right? But we need to be in the daily practice of having people experience what it is that we do in such a way that they go, I prefer you to do this job than me do it on my own. Number one. So, as I put in the book, there's a couple of different ways that we can sell things. We can be a salesperson, or we can be an order taker. The order taker is the easy one, right? Hi, I need this. This is how much I have to spend. Do you persuasive and a little bit difficult and maybe frustrating at times? Or we can be like the top of the chain here, the advocate. All right? The advocate is the person that we go to for assistance and for help because they have insider knowledge and they're able to help us better than we could help. It's our trusted advisors. So in order to achieve greatly in our work, we need to become the trusted advisors. How do we do that? Well, let's think about a little bit about how people buy things. I want you to raise your hands. I'm going to ask 2 questions, and you're going to choose which one you raise your hand on. I'll first ask the question, then I'll get you to raise your hand. First question is, if you think that you people, and don't raise your hands yet. First question is, do you think people buy a house or a home or an apartment or any property with emotion, or do they buy it with logic? Okay, so if it's emotion, put your hands up. If it's with logic, put your hands up. Okay, sorry, you guys are wrong. Okay. We buy everything with emotion. Our emotion colors every decision that we make. Now, I agree with what was said earlier about buying real estate. You need to take your emotion out and go into logic. I agree with it. It doesn't mean that that's how it works. My personal opinion, we're free to argue about it. Because if you're in the business of creating wealth through real estate, then you are still buying every property with emotion. You just don't have an emotional attachment to the property that you're buying. That's the fundamental difference. Why is this such an important thing? Okay, let me give you this context. So, imagine this is your typical client, and every day they have issues to deal with. Just like you and me, they've got to think about their telephone. They've got to think about the children and the kids and picking them up from school. We've got to deal with, oh, what's on TV today? What's for dinner? All right? What's my tax situation going on? All right? Hey, listen, doesn't that start today now? We've got to start filling in stuff. We've got to deal with education. And, of course, we've got to deal with money, one of the most emotional topics we can deal with. If we have all these things running through our head every single day, something remarkable has to happen for us to stop and take notice of what's occurring in front of us, right? So imagine your client, they're busy having a hectic day, and you phone them in the middle of driving their kids and picking them up from school. That's not the best situation to talk in them, but we have to deal with it sometimes. It takes thinking, it takes awareness, it takes consciousness to realize that our people are dealing with these issues all the time. And by the way, this is not just clients, this is colleagues, this is bosses, this is everyone around us. All right? If we are aware of what we're doing and you're using the right tools, we can get people's attention. When we can get their attention, then we can start communicating with them. It's like trying to talk with your kids while they're running around outside. You have to get their attention first. But if you're not conscious of it, if you're unaware and you're completely in your own world about what you're going to do and you rush into that situation, don't be surprised if the person blows up and walks away. We have to grab them emotionally. Here's why. I'll explain the science. Inside of our brain, and if our brain was like this, right in the root, okay, is what they call the lizard brain. It's the fight or flight response part of our brain. It deals with like things, all the unconscious things, breathing, eating, hunger, movement, all those things that we don't have to think about, that's in the root of our brain. The next layer on the outside is what's called the midbrain. That's where all the emotional stuff comes from. That's where the hormone and the limbic system works. And then the outside of the brain, the wrinkly bits, okay, that's the neocortex, that's where the smart stuff happens. That is where problems are solved. When we receive information from the outside world, it travels through the middle part of the brain first, and our brain first checks, is this safe? Am I healthy? Do I need something? Fight or flight. You don't know this, but when you came in this morning to sit down, your brain went, oh, cool. No swords on the ceiling, no thumbtacks on the chairs, nothing's on fire, I can sit down and relax. And then we go, how do I feel about this? That's the gut feeling. And if there's a problem, if there's an issue, if there's an excitement, if there's whatever reason, the limbic system puts hormones into your body and you start to feel a certain way. And once that's solved, then it goes to the neocortex. How do I know this? Try writing an exam when you're stressed. Try dealing with road rage in a logical, socially acceptable manner. No, seriously, try it, Cape Tonians. Like, really, it's good. Right? We can only think logically and analytically and solve problems when we are comfortable and we feel safe. And there's a good reason for this. Because if a lion came through this door right now, I don't want my neocortex to start thinking first. Because when that happens, what I want is the root brain. It's not a lion. That would have been cool. Damn, I practiced all week to get that. That was a cue. Be aware of what's going on. When a lion comes through that door, I want my root brain, the initial part of my body, without me consciously thinking, to go, that's a lion, there's the door, I'm out of here. I don't want my neocortex, the analytical part of my brain, to see the lion coming in and go, what species of lion is that? Because that's not going to work. Because I'll be dead by the time my body realizes that it has to run. So there's a fundamental physiological, neurological reason why we make decisions emotionally before we make them analytically. So, here's another piece of it, something to be aware of. We remember how we feel about things more than we remember the actual incidents. We remember how we felt when we had to go and do a presentation in front of a group of people at school, not necessarily what we spoke about. A person buying a home will remember how they felt about the home more than they remember that, that there's some, nice bathroom fittings. They will feel what they want in that state. That's obvious, I hope. But for your purposes, they will remember what the experience was with you. And if you want to create a customer for life, then the experience that they have with you must be so positive and so fun that when they have the opportunity to do it again, they come back. That's my first walking ovation ever. I'll take it. There's a great saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Because ultimately, we want to do business, with all things being equal, we want to do business with friends. All things being unequal, we still want to do business with friends. These are all platitudes, but they make sense. And one of the reasons why I like having a private banker, or rather, let me phrase it this way, why I would like to have a private banker, is because when I pick up the phone, that person knows me. And I don't have to deal with issues around it. So I'll give you an example. I have an insurance policy that somebody recommended the company to me. By the way, lesson number 1, somebody referred me, which means that their experience had to be positive in order to recommend it. So if you're not being recommended, there's your first issue. You recommend, he said, phone these guys, they're fantastic. I get hold of them, they're a little independent insurance company. They come and do an assessment. I'm trying to cut down on my insurance. I end up paying 1,000 Rand more per month. That sucked. But I'll tell you something. When we got hijacked, within 2 days, we had a rental car at our house delivered. When my cell phone gets broken, I send them an email from my phone. I don't have to put insurance policy numbers. And within 15 minutes back, I'm getting a response. Now, I run my own business. I don't have a team of people behind me. So when a client needs to get an email response or a phone call or something on my computer, they need it now. They're not prepared to wait. They need it now. So I need my business to be running every day as I need it to run. Now, for those of you who phone Outsurance and hold on to their waiting line and have to read out every single bit about your life 3 times because the first consultant didn't listen properly and type it into the machine, I'm telling you now, I'm paying 12,000 Rand more per year, and it's absolutely worth every single cent because the service is fantastic. People are prepared to pay for that. Obvious things so far. However, when we create a moment of magic, that's when people sit up and they go, wow. It's something remarkable, something extraordinary. And why I use the word remarkable is great because you have to remark about it. You have to go and tell someone about it. It's so amazing. Here's a couple of things that we can try. So these are techniques. What I would like you to do by the end of the day is think of at least one thing that you can do every day. Here's my things that I do. Respond to a phone call and email within 1 hour, no matter what, where it's appropriate, because it's a customer I'm serving, not a non-customer. Okay? So customers get priority, phone call response within an hour. I can't tell you how amazing it is when I get an inquiry from one of my clients. They email me, and I don't even read the full email. I get the gist of it. I pick up the phone, I phone them, I go, hi, you got hold of me, and they go, I just sent through that email. I go, yes, I'm a magician. What did you expect? You know how often I close a big business deal within an hour of that phone call because I phoned back? Try phoning anybody else and see if they phone you within 3 days. Telcom. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, show your appreciation for doing business with someone, because they could have chosen to go anywhere else. And I've had some situations where I get little gifts from the company that I've worked with, which is nice when I'm speaking. That's quite lekker. Thank you if that happens. But if it doesn't, cool. Right? Just saying. Show appreciation for people doing work with you, and it can be, here's the key to it. Make sure that it's personal and thoughtful. I can't tell you how a handwritten card makes an impact. Imagine walking into your brand new home and sitting on the table, ready for people to see, is a gift basket with a nice thank you card. How much is that going to cost you? 200 Rand, maybe? Here's a tip. Go to Woolworths or Woolworths online. For 50 Rand, they'll deliver anything, anywhere. All right? Bunch of flowers, food basket. Awesome. Put a little thank you card. Great. You won't believe the responses I get when I do that sort of stuff. Tell people what's going on. We have integrity about the work that we do. If you're under stress and there's an issue, don't avoid making the phone call to the person that you need to meet and have them phone you to say, where the hell are you? All right? Because that's a turn-off straight away. These are not difficult things. These are little touches that require us to think a little bit more about the experience that the other person's having and not what we want to get out of it. That's the service attitude about this. There are little touches and little things that we can do every day that are personalized and that create a moment of wow. I wish I could have more time to tell you a whole bunch of different things. I'll tell you the short version of it is, I have a little book here. It's 70 Rand. It takes you 2 hours to read. It gives you basis of it. But it comes down to one fundamental thing. And I'm torn now because I want to have you guys leave at 12, but I also want to do something amazing. So, may I get 4 minutes of your time? Okay. When something is out of the ordinary, when something that you see, experience something that doesn't happen every day, it's a moment that people have to talk about. So I'm going to do that for you guys and demonstrate how important it is that we create those moments of wow. Hi, I'm Marcel. Your name is? Marlene, have we met before? You have no idea it's me. Lovely. Excellent. Could you put your things down? Come join me over here, please. Thank you, Marlene. Trust me, I'm a magician. Oh, it could be worse. Trust me, I'm a real estate agent. I'm glad you liked that one because that was a bit edgy. This is for you to hold on to. I'm going to hand this over here. That's for you. That's for you. This is for you. This one's for you. For those of you with paper bags, open them up, look inside, make sure there are no trapdoors, no mirrors, no secret compartments, and no lunch. Might smell like tuna, but that's about it. Right. Remind me of your name again? Marlene. Excellent. Good memory for names. Lovely. Marlene. Hold on to that for a moment. Bags empty? Excellent. And could you tell everybody what it says over here on the back? Stainless steel. Lovely. Excellent. Now, Marlene, I believe that it's your birthday this year. Hold on to that for a moment. All right? For those of you with the paper bags, hold them up in front of you. Each one of you is going to get a piece of cutlery. I'm going to drop it inside of the bag. When it gets dropped inside of the bag, we're going to seal it up and close it so that nothing can get in or out. Just like this. Close it up. Hold tight. Your first name is? Sonia. Sonia, lovely to meet you. Your first name is, ma'am? Bundy, love to meet you. Sonia, Bundy, Bundy, Sonia. Hold on to that for a moment. Hi, I'm Marcel. Your name is? Leon, I can read well. That helps me a lot. Are you from here? Oh, I was going to say I like what you've done with the place, but then never mind. Okay, hold on to that. Yeah. Sonia, Bundy, Leon, your name? Funika. Funika, hold on to that for a moment. And I've missed someone out over here. Over here. And your name, sir? Nico. Excellent. What's your nickname? It's Nico. Oh, hold on to that for a moment. Thank you. I want you to hold your finger up like this. That's an excellent first choice. Thank you. It can get wilder sometimes. All right. That's perfect. Actually, relax your finger. I'm going to start with this. I want you to blow onto the fork as I shake it like this. Blow. Excellent. You're a natural, like everybody here. You're going to do it again, but this time blow with energy, passion, and sincerity. Or just fake it. Okay? Blow. Just like that. Excellent. Hey, you didn't know you could do it. Wow, check it out. No. You either clap as a group or you don't do it at all. I'm just saying, okay? Hold on to that for a moment. But save it up because it's a weak finish. Just give your bags a shake over here. Shake. Okay. Bing! Yours is done. Reach inside, Sonia. That's fine. Hold it up high in the air so that everyone can see. I didn't touch it. And that one matches that one over there. All right? Now, I had no control over what was going to occur, much like we have no control about the story that our customers talk about us. We cannot control that story. It's going to happen. If we create a positive story, they'll tell a positive story. If we create a negative experience, they'll talk about a negative experience. We cannot control that, but it can ripple. Watch, we'll do some more. Hold your finger up like this again. Once again, good choice. You're going to rub the fork with that finger. As you do, you'll feel it get softer and softer and softer and softer. Despite your disbelief. Rub gently over here where it says stainless steel. Gently caress. Keep going. Ah, excellent. You've got raw talent. You could work for Carol Boys. Actually, that could work for all the boys. Never mind. Hold on to that. Give your bag a shake, give your bag a shake, give your bag a shake. Kudos to you for getting that one. Okay, cool. Stop. Open up your bag over here. Hold it up high in the sky so that everyone can see. Good. That one now matches this one over here. I have no control over it, and yet the effect happens. You can hold on to that. Thank you. All right. We're going to add a little bit more over here. Check. It's a lift. Just like this. Yo, they don't make them like they used to, hey? Excellent. Give your bag a shake. Little bag over here. Oh, yours is perfect. Open up your bag, please. Reach inside. Hold it up high in the air so that everyone can see that your one now matches this one over here. Remarkable. Thank you. Hold your hand up like this. I'm going to straighten this out so you can feel this happening inside of your hand, just like this. All right? Close your hand around the fork. Hold it upright like this. Do you know what this does? Fork all. What's this in a cack? But if I do this, open your hand. Twist it right through the neck. All right? Try and untwist it now. I think it's gone solid. Give your bag a shake. Oh, you got issues, Nico. We'll come to you in a moment. You're going to open up your bag over here. Open it up. Hold it up high in the air so that everyone can see. Right there, yeah? Did you hear that reaction? That's a pure emotional reaction to the situation. That's not preset, that's what happens. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you, Banda. Nico, could you just stand up for a moment there? Okay. Just come and join me in my office. On the trap door. That's perfect. Oh, you forgot to give this one the lucky draw. Just kidding. Okay, hold your hand out like this, please. Excellent. Squeeze tight. Thank you, Nico. Pretend that you're an actor. Perfect. Right, so I'm going to rub gently like this. What happens to metal when you rub it? It gets warm. And warm metal gets? Cool. Excellent. Watch. No pressure. Just like that. Open your hand. Little bit. I tell you what, this gets everyone to share in your delusion. Hold your hands like this. Excellent. Oh, I'd like to thank the church's catering department for their cutlery. Don't let security see you on the way out, thank you. We'll add a little bit more power. Just like that. Yeah, this is useful if you like pasta. Hold your hands out like this, like my previous day job. Fantastic. We'll add one last bend. That goes right over there. That's a little memento, a souvenir, to remember that you too can create magic. And it comes complete with this extra special, limited edition souvenir display stand. So you can take that home and place it on your desk. Cool. Give her a round of applause. Okay, I want to close this off. People will remember the experience that you create for them, no doubt about it. If you create a moment of wow by doing something extraordinary and personal and shows your attention to the deal, people will talk about it in a highly positive way, and they will generate new business for you. There's mathematics at play, it's explained in the book. But I want to leave you with this final thought. My favorite, one of my mentors is Walt Disney, the guy who created the Magic Kingdom. We know his name because of the branding that he did. And the Walt Disney theme parks are still the most profitable in the world. It's a fantastic book. If you want to go and see real techniques from a leadership and business perspective, a book by Lee Cockrell, former CEO of the Walt Disney Group, called Creating Magic. Brilliant. I wish I'd written that book. But Walt Disney had a saying, and I live by this, and I hope that you can remember this. And here it comes. Do what you do so well that the people who see you do it want to see you do it again and bring their friends so that they can see you do it too. Mouthful. I'll say it again. Do what you do so well that the people who see you do it want to see you do it again and bring their friends so that they can see you do it too. It doesn't take a lot. It takes an attitude of service. And you don't need to learn how to do a magic trick to create a magic moment. Take a moment today before you go and leave here, make a note in a notebook, put it on your phone. One thing that you can do that's easy, simple, but unusual and something that people will talk about. And create a moment of remarkability. And I can tell you from 13 years of experience and kind of making a good living now, firmly middle class living, running an unusual business, that when you do something like that, people will come back to you and they'll gladly pay you handsomely because they want to have that experience again and again and again. Thank you very much.